actually welcome everybody now to the second session of this product day. People who have joined us just now, my name is Heiger. I'm one of the founders of Hallo Welt and responsible for the business and product development for BlueSpice, especially, of course, the commercial side of the thing, which is at least so much work important than the technical side, I think sometimes. But not true. Okay, we have much more developers than or people in sales and marketing. But anyway, I'd like to show you now within the next, let's say, 20 minutes, what is coming in BlueSpice. We have a roadmap, and I think there are plenty of interesting new features coming. And I will show you, and we will have some time, of course, for your questions or your requirements afterwards. If you want to share ideas or so, just feel free to use the chat, and we will come back to your questions after a few slides. So that's on my agenda. First, I want to quickly look back and just talk about the restructuring of our product development, which was a very important step for us, and I think also for you. Then we have a few topics for this year, the rest of this year, and of course, for the year 2023. And of course, then we have a look on BlueSpice 4.2, which will be published in a few weeks. And there will be a BlueSpice 4.3, maybe end of the year. We will see. And we have a few further planned developments, which we are not sure if we can push that already in 4.3, or maybe it will be published later. And there is some room for questions and suggestions from your side. Okay, first of all, looking back, I don't know if you have seen this, but maybe you see the results. We have structured the product development in Hallo Welt, or at Hallo Welt, in the last, let's say, 18 months. The most important change, or one important change, was that we are producing cloud first, which means we are deploying changes, new features, primarily in the cloud infrastructure. And the practical outcome of this was that we published BlueSpice 4 in two ways, or in two stages. The BlueSpice 4.0 was already published in the cloud, but we never published this as an on-premise system because we wanted to take care that the software is running stable. And so with 4.1, we just added all the things you can see, actually, like the new skin, or some new features. So, and this was a very success story for us, because if you can compare this with our releases, major releases, BlueSpice 2, BlueSpice 3, there was a lot of struggling, which we completely avoided this time. So when we deployed BlueSpice 4 on premises systems, that runs really, really smoothly. We haven't seen any serious problems or complaints, just smaller things. And that encourages us to go on with this. And this is now for us a best practice. But saying we are producing cloud first means, at least as far as we can see, not that we are going cloud only. We rely on many customers who are who needs an on-premise system, and I think that's also the future. And maybe if you have seen the introduction I gave a few minutes ago, that would be ridiculous not to address the demands of customers and users, which are relying on an on-premise system because the company is not allowed to go into a cloud system. That's the simple fact. BlueSpice will go on this way. We will see on-premise systems and cloud systems, but we just switched the way how we produce the software. It became much more stable, and also the testings had to be expanded. We have patch releases every 4 weeks, and they are automatically tested. A lot of testing is going on in the background. Also, user acceptance tests were expanded, so that we have the feeling, or maybe you also have the feeling, this is now really a product, a stable product, which for people who are switching from or upgrading from BlueSpice 3 to 4 had only the issue of, okay, I need a new server and I have to set up a few user trainings where some people get the information what has changed and where they can now find the features they're used to. So what is the future? We have always some, we have a few use cases, you know. BlueSpice is focused on knowledge base, documentation, management system, manual, online manual, and a bit as an internet solution. That is where we are focused on the 4 or 5 main use cases. And we always have a year where we have a deeper look on specific use cases. Last year, we improved management systems heavily. That was the reason why we published workflows, for instance, and where we published some templates for management systems. This year we have to work with, how do I say this? Now we have many requests of potential customers who are looking for an open source alternative to Confluence, and this is something that pushes us in some directions because we have to provide features that people are used in Confluence. That is mostly, we talk about specific macros. We have already many of them. It's, for instance, draw.io, so which are very popular features, are already here. But for migration from Confluence to BlueSpice, there's a lot of work to do because there are plenty of macros. I have a list of 150, but the good news was that at least 50 or 60% can already replaced easily, and for the others we have to find solutions or to work together with our customers to provide this. But that takes time, and it's also exciting for us to work on this. It's one topic. So, and beyond this, we want to improve the capabilities for the use cases IT documentation, which has to do with Confluence. Many people are coming from there, and knowledge base. Let's see. Maybe I can show you in BlueSpice 3, 4.2, and 4.3 what is coming there. Another interesting thing we are working on is a deep cooperation with Easy Redmine. The company behind Easy Redmine is Easy Software, and they provide Easy Redmine or Easy Projects. It's a ticket system, and we are now working on an integration for this. And then you have something that is not only similar, I think in many regards better than the Jira Confluence connection. So then you have a place for where you can share your knowledge as you used to, but you can also create a ticket in the wiki, or if you have a ticket, you can backlink or search in the wiki and things like that. That's really, really, really interesting, and it's really going forward. We will see the first releases for that, the first edition in end of September. So if you want to learn more about this, just contact us. There is really something going on. Okay. Have a look at BlueSpice 4.2. When is this to be published? It's in summer. In this summer. Yeah, we think that, or we have planned this for end of July or the first weeks of August. So be prepared. There will be a new minor release, and this minor release has a few great things. One of them is we built the upload feature. You know that uploading is not always that nice in MediaWiki. In MediaWiki, it's horrible, and in BlueSpice it was better, but now I think it's really perfect. Because now you can insert all documents, all document types via drag and drop. This was possible only for images in the former times, in the last editions. And yeah, and you can now really insert documents quickly into the text, but not only single documents, but also document collections. You see this on the screen, on the second image, the second screenshot. There is some text, and within the text, you can have a list of documents which you can just extend with drag and drop and put some more documents there. Or you can remove it in the same way. This is a feature which is a bit similar to, or is similar to something you maybe know from Confluence, and it fits in our strategy to improve BlueSpice as a documentation system. Not only IT documentation, but also technical documentation. We have also very, very good responses from the public sector, the ministries, for instance, provide their colleagues with PDFs, for instance, instructions, and so on. That is really great, and that has a consequence. The consequence is that the section for uploading on the footer section of the content will be removed. So it's much easier, because we have seen not everybody is using that, and now you just get a tag and you can put your list of documents wherever you want to have it and whenever you need it. That all comes with new dialogues, which not only looks better, but makes the life much easier than today. And of course, you can upload multiple documents at once. You don't have to just put one document and another document. That is finished. It works, and it will be published with 4.2. Furthermore, workflows is published in 4.1, and we have now a huge number of improvements in the background, which we'll deliver with the next minor release. But there is also a new feature which we didn't get to provide you with in the last minor release, but now it's here. I'm talking about triggers. Today, if you want to start a workflow, then you must be a real living person, and you go to a page and then you start a workflow with clicking something. Now with triggers, it's possible that workflows can start automatically. For instance, a page has changed by somebody, and you need somebody who should revise or should approve the changes. And then just do it. This is something you can do. And or if if there is you have a certain date and when the document will expire or has to be approved again, then the workflow can start automatically with that. You will see this on detail in the talk today by Max Glaser. And what we have done with the workflow enhancement at NICE is also that all those triggers can be managed with a graphical user interface. You see this a bit on the screen here. Expert document control is, for instance, and it's a trigger, and you can configure this via forms. That is also working, done, and will be published in 4.2. Now, for people who are dealing with Word documents, mostly with new instances, would they have an organization manual or a quality manual? And now they want to have all this content within a wiki. Then until today, they need a migration project, I would say, to get all these Word documents within a wiki. That will become much, much, much easier with 4.2 because now you can import Word files into a wiki. It imports a lot of things. You get all the texts, lists, tables, headings, formatting, the images, the footnotes, the links. What you will lose are smart graphics or vector graphics, but this is not a surprise. This is something you don't see in web applications. So that is that are Word-specific features. And so, but I have seen this. It works very well. It looks really great. And what we've done is also that we provide you with an import dialog. So you see this here on the screen. You can select a title. You can say the content has to be split along of headings, level 1 heading, level 2 headings. And you can give for more information how should the import tool behave if a page already exists, should it be renamed, or what is going on there. Huge progress, I think. Word import now available in a few weeks. Tag inspectors that's something I go quickly over that. A tag inspector is a dialog in the way you see it here on the screen. If you have in the content dynamic sections or dynamic content or tags, so you don't need to go to the wiki editor to configure this anymore. And we missed a lot of, or a few inspectors where you can do this. And now I think we have now equipped all tags with setting dialogues and in the same user interface so that it looks nice and you can just play with it. I have a few examples. The player now has an inspector or the book function, the category tree. Okay, this is something you just will see if you need it. It's done and ready. Then something I really love to see is that we now can provide BlueSpice users with standard templates. So if you get a BlueSpice today, there is no template at all, and you must go to a page, mostly a wiki page, where you can download templates, or you have to create your own ones. And now we provide you with some certain standard templates, mostly page templates. So if you start a new page and you need pre-structuring, then you get already some important standards, like say minutes or reports Yeah, so we have a report template. Of course, you can adopt this for your customize it for your needs or make copies out of this. But you have already a set of, I think, 10 page templates already on board. And there are to-do lists, message boxes, and so that makes the start of for beginners. It makes it much easier to start with BlueSpice. In progress means the templates are already here. We need a bit design, and the how you can insert this is on the way. Now we have BlueSpice 4.3, end of this year, most probably. What's in 4.3? The navigation menu editor. I don't know how many times I was asked for this. It's about configuring how you can configure the menu on the left side, or now the main menu on the top. That can now configured with a user interface, and you can arrange the different links via drag and drop. Also planned is that there is a hierarchy of pages possible and nesting. Why took it so long to provide you with that feature? You need a separate editor for doing this, and separate editor is always a huge question. But now we have one. In 4.2, we will already see a simple version of this, and the full version can be deployed with 4.3 then. Template editing. Yeah, if we provide you with templates, then it should be easier to use templates. And today, speaking frankly, that's a bit a mess, because it's you have different places to do so, and then you have tags, then you have templates, then you have page templates. So we want to restructure this and bring everything together. We will replace the function insert magic and create a new booklet. You see this already in the first version here, like content droplets. You can say, okay, I want to, we just easily can select what you want to put into the content. Oh, there's an error. We want also to provide you with reduced clicks for features you really need often. One example is a draw IO. People are always looking for where can I insert draw IO, so that will be presented on a more prominent place. So the most used features for content will be seen. You can reach for this much more quickly than in the past. We are already working on this, and yeah, 4.3 is definitely the release where we can publish this. Yeah, then we have forms in the background already deployed. Forms is a feature which provides you with any sort of forms you need today. We use forms already heavily for workflows, but that forms will become interesting for you. It needs a feature. This has to be deployed in 4.3, and this is about sending mails. You have somewhere a form, and you ask people some questions, or they should comply for something, but there is no mail. You cannot send a mail with the content of this form, and that will be solved end of this year. And then Forms for me is a huge new feature, which is a lot of fun, and it's really crucial for so many use cases. We are already in progress here. It's not planned. It's already in progress, and it's definitely a feature which will be published with 4.3. But for this release, it was too late. Instance status overview. Okay, I think I can skip this. It's just a feature where you should get more information. How many users do you have? How many users are left for your contract? And other instance information. We're a bit struggling in the question, what information is requested, what are you looking for, and where can we put things together, because you get nearly every information but on different places, and we try to restructure this and make things in the navigation easier. But now something we completely different. Color pad. Color pad is a tool where you can edit pages simultaneously. So different users can write in the same document at the same time. Something you already know, of course, from Google Docs or from other tools. This is also basically possible with the editor of BlueSpice, but it was never pushed forward in the past because there is the Wikimedia Foundation is not interested in simultaneous editing for some reasons, also for some good reasons maybe. But there is a solution for this called Color Pad, and now we want to bring this tool in 4.3, most probably for a few interesting use cases. So imagine you are just collecting notes together in a session, and or if you write minutes, something like that, then this is really, really, really helpful. And we know this already from huge conferences like the Wikimania and other conferences where people are using Etherpad. I don't know if you know this, but Etherpad for making notes, minutes, collecting information, provide people with links and stuff. And I think that's a really, really huge step forward for collaboratively organized knowledge base. And I think it will become an extra module, and we will see how it will go further with that tool. But today we are in a tech review. We'll see what is possible today. And here we always are happy about feedback and ideas and requirements from your side to have a tool that is not only available, but really, really, really used by BlueSpice users. So other developments we have on the agenda, but we don't see it this year. But to let you know. That's a German sentence. It means beyond this, there is something in the queue. Notifications. The notifications today are not so smart. They are made for Wikipedia, and I'm not sure if even for Wikipedia this is a good feature. Anyway, we want to revise notifications because we believe it remains behind the possibilities, but it has completely reworked and refactored, and actually we are collecting ideas and are working on first drafts, what can be done with it, and how can notifications be improved so that you can use it much better than today. And you will use it then more than today. This is what we want to do. Another thing is to provide you with a feature like tasks and mentions. We have already a task feature with BlueSpice 4.1, but there are some tasks. And to make this much more productive, it's really recommended to combine this with mentions. That if you have a minutes, for instance, then you can add a user, and this user say, okay, Richard Heigl should do this now. Then put add Richard Heigl in the text, and then I get a task on my task list, and I know what I have to do. And if the task is done, I can confirm that my task is done. So that is a really, really interesting tool, and we can't wait to program this, but it will take a bit time, unfortunately. So, and on the table is that we like to reorganize the visual editor, and especially the insertion, how you can insert images, documents, things. The navigation is, I think it could be improved, that you can find things you want to insert in a context much faster than today. And most probably we need a new insert dialog. We will see what will come, but that is on the table, and yeah, I would say this is a logical next step for users, especially for editors, to give them something where they can work with more satisfaction faster than today. Deeper single-page translation is something which I would say is an important feature, because if you don't provide many wikis with different languages, and you should be able to, as a user, to understand what is written there. And if the content is English, then you push a button and you get a translation in English, in French, for instance, or vice versa. So basically, such a feature is already, we have it already somewhere, but not on a product level. And maybe that comes very quickly, I don't know. And maybe it takes a bit time. It's not the top priority. And the PDF export needs a new engine. So our developers can't wait to deploy this, but it's a bit more difficult than just to put the old one out and put the new one in. It's we have to rewrite the whole engine then, and yeah, most probably something we will see in the next year. Yeah. Oh, I talked too much. I'm over the time. Sorry, I didn't see this. But if you have questions and comments, just feel free to do it now. If nobody has questions. Hi, Valerio. Have you planned a rewrite of search interface? Yes. Yes, we wanted to rewrite the search interface already last year, but then we found out that we have to provide you with a new skin, and then that skin needed all the time for the search. So search interface is useful and needed, and I would guess that this will come if we change the search engine. Today we have Elasticsearch on board. I think it will stay Elasticsearch because there was a discussion about the licenses, and it changed the license policy, but we are not affected. But so, and we will see what Wikimedia will do if they switch to OpenSearch or not. Most probably Elasticsearch has to be upgraded sometimes, not this year, maybe next year, we will see. And if we upgrade this, I would expect that we also touch the search interface. Do you have any plans to improve the interaction of page forms and the visual editor? Not today. Not today, but I think I know what you're talking about. That is a pretty good contribution, and I will take a note for this. If we are talking about inserting templates, and so maybe we can also provide something with inserting forms. But I will ask and will take this into the release administration chamber board. Yeah, that's a couple of people we're discussing the next releases, and I think that's a good idea to address the question how to deal with forms in the visual editor. In the new Flexi skin, that's about forms. Okay. I don't know. But what I can offer is, if you have some ideas for that, don't hesitate to make an appointment with us, where we just talk, let's say 10 minutes or 4 to 15 minutes, where I say, okay, I have this and that idea. And that is a very good way to enhance the product development here at Hallo Welt. For the status overview, it would be useful to have more statistics on use of the wiki. Yeah. Oh, this is a statistics. Huge issue. Statistics is something, we have a few statistics. You can get also additional statistics with Matomo. And there is something, what is needed, like reports. And that's more a conceptual thing, how we can bring those things together, and what is what, and what is where. Today, we are very customer driven. If somebody says, okay, I need this and that statistics, we can provide you. Some just need an API call for getting the information out of the wiki. They don't ask for a user interface. But for this, I can recommend to talk to Markus Glaser, who is the man for statistics and reports in BlueSpice, and I know that is a topic he's really interested in. So, I see. I know that the user interface of statistics is not top notch. I would suggest what we will do is we collect ideas and requests for that, and we'll come with a rework of the whole feature set. It's a set of features, not only one feature, it's a couple of features. And yeah, that should be revised in any way. That's correct.